Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Today is April 21st of 2023, and I asked a lot of the Twitter followers what they wanted to see more of, and it was clearly more watch lists and setups going into the day, and I'm gonna try to do that more often here. Um, the market just absolutely sucks right now. It has just been a choppy mess. And you can see that action right here on the cues, just to give you an idea. I mean, this whole area right now, that's 15 days of chop. So this whole month, we've done nothing but chop. And yesterday in group chat, we were talking about how choppy it is and how much better people sleep when they identify the chop and they're able to get in and out and just do day trades because you're not trying to predict what's going to happen tomorrow. What you're doing, you're simply slowing things down and you're taking these trades on a 65-minute chart or a 130, and you're just trading high probability, and you're just taking these small base hits and just taking what the market gives you. And right now, that's all the market is really giving you are these little base hits. And you've got to be okay with that because a lot of you are still out there trying to swing for the fence and you're getting crushed. And you got to stop that. You've got to just take what the market gives you. All right, let's get into the watch list. Um, let's look at ABR here. This is one that I've been trading quite a bit. And I'm going to go ahead and get into this. So when I look at charts in the morning, I like to look at the big picture. And for me, this is the big picture. The year, the quarter, the month, the week, and a 1 year daily. But what I'm going to do because of the video here, I'm actually going to change this to a 6 month so we can see this better. And then I'm going to actually expand this as well. Uh, this right up here tells me everything I need to know as far as the general direction of the bigger time frames. And we can see right now that ABR has just been struggling ever since it decided to sell off here on March 7th. And we talk about the run, rest, run scenario quite a bit in class. And this is clearly a case of that where we got below the 10 here and we sprinted all the way down to the next level. And let me see if I can see that just a little bit better here on the year. And for me, I always go to the lowest point, which was right here, because the objective here is always to take out the high man or low man. And so in this case, this was the low man, and I know a lot of you look at things like this and say, okay, so this was your previous high, or at least that's how you draw it, Phil. This is your previous high, and here's your previous low. There's absolutely no way that we are going to come down here and take out all these targets right here. And some of you are quickly beginning to understand that the market really doesn't care what you think. And it's going to move however it wants to. Because when it has the opportunity to take all these people out and it gets the right conditions, it's going to do it regardless. Now, keep in mind, ABR is a very thin stock, but the reason why people like to trade it is because it has a wonderful dividend. Matter of fact, I have a friend who trades ABR a lot, and he's in it long term because of the dividend, and that's great. That's great. If this is truly your play long term and you want the dividend, and as long as they continue to pay it, do it. But for right now, uh, people have spoken. The market has spoken, and it's telling you that this is not a good time to be in ABR. And you can see right here that we have earnings coming up as well. Uh, I like this possibly. See, now you have to remove all this, okay? And you've got to do it the opposite way because we hit all these targets. Now we need to draw this back up to previous high on the 10, which would be right there. So today I'm looking to trade this inside bar back up to that previous high right here. So nice inside bar right here. Or it could break down and go back down here. Either which way, I'll trade it. So that's ABR. AMD. AMD is struggling, guys. It is struggling, just like a lot of the other tech stocks out there. You can see that this was the previous low here, and we tried to go up. This is actually right there was the last failed attempt. I probably should have updated this. This was the last failed attempt right here above the 10. And you can see ever since failing to retake it back here at 95.35, it has just been kind of bleeding out. Your next target on this would be down here. This is your magnitude, 78.20. And so today I'm looking for the 2-2 reversal. Just keep in mind we have earnings coming up on 5-2. We still got a week left where it can run. And so I'm going to go ahead and take a look at the low here, 88.73. And I'm going to create an alert for 88.73. And here's my new sound. And when things go bad, I get bombed. And if you want to hear that, let me. People always ask what my sounds are. It's kind of fun. This is my sound when we go lower. That's my sound for the low. Kind of fun. Amazon. Amazon failed to go higher yesterday. So I adjust this. This is now my previous high. And this right here is my previous low. So I would look to trade Amazon back down from here. Let's move up the alert. Let's see, 103.21. So let's move this alert back up to 103. 103.21, and we are ready to go with our sounds as well. And for those of you who don't use the alerts on Thinkorswim, you are missing out because these alerts are awesome. You just set it and you forget it and you just kind of move on with your day. And once it goes off, you come in and see what's happening. Conagra, same thing. Looking for a 2-2 reversal here. 37.23. You can see we're gapping down a little bit today. That doesn't mean anything, guys. I mean, it's 6:30. You know how much stuff can happen in the next 2 hours? A lot. A lot. DraftKings was one that I had tweeted about yesterday, and you can see how it's kind of struggling at this high right here. See this? This area right here is a area that you need to be aware of because when you look at DraftKings, you can tell that we've had selling here, here, and yesterday we tried to go, but we just could not do it. So now we're set up for this beautiful 2-2 reversal here if we want it. So we'll go 21.10 here for an alert. And if you trade this one, your target's going to be the bottom of this candle right here, this 2039. So you could also set another alert. And for me, I use another sound to tell me when I'm right. And that's this sound right here. Just lets me know that it hit target. Um, you got to keep it fun. Uh, Donut, Krispy Kremes, same thing. Beautiful 2-2 reversal, failing to get above the 10. This one is 1467. And this is what I'll do. I identify the ones that I want to be in, and then I come through and set my alerts. Notice right here that Krispy Kreme was in conflict yesterday. And so if we start the day down, we're going to have quite a bit of momentum back down. The only one in conflict is the year, but I mean that's nice, but it's not necessary. Ford had a massive sell-off yesterday before buyers kind of stepped in to take this thing. Um, this is your previous low right here. This thing sold off hard, along with GM. That would be my target. Today, I would actually look for a dead cat bounce here above 1193. And I always use my rocket ship to let me know that this thing's getting ready to take off. And that sounds like this. But I could be wrong too, and this thing could run right back down. It may just roll right over, and we don't know. It could gap down even more, but that's my play for it. Same with GM. Love how GM came right down here to this level of support and buyers stepped in. And so today I want to see if it follows through. 33.73. And just keep in mind that GM has earnings coming up. And as many of you know, I play earnings, uh, the run up in the earnings, not necessarily the sell off. And in this case, it's selling off. It reports in 4 days. So don't be surprised if GM just kind of chops around right here, or if they try to bring it back up to this 34.60 area. Micron is a good looking chart here. Um, you can see how we've gotten into these areas right here, and look at what's happened right here. It is just struggling like you wouldn't believe right here to get through that area. But what happens if we come back down here and we bounce like we did yesterday? We could come back up to this area here and then try to go up. Or, we could actually just go right back down to previous low right here too. That's Micron. Neo. Oh, Neo, man. I remember Neo when it was back in the 30s. It was a good stock. Right back down to support here. Looking for a 2-2 reversal on this because we have earnings on the 28th. Let's see, 8:58. So 8:59 is my alert. Already have that. November or NOV. Inside play here. Let me get back into here so we can see this. NOV, we got the inside bar, so your trigger on this would be 1859. And this one's not a very big play. It's like a 20-cent move, but if you're new to this, this is a good one for you to practice with. And you want to practice with the Strat. Can't emphasize that enough. On demand is just a wonderful tool right here in order to do that. It's like a time machine. Go back in and back test your strategy. Just back test it. I'm not interested in Novem or NOV going down. Don't even want to play that. Play is rough. Dave and Buster's. This is your previous low right here. Clean up my charts. This is your previous high right here, and then right here would be a target. In my opinion, that's your target right here. Triggered yesterday at 34.41, and if you're still in this play, that's where you would try to take it. On a bigger picture, if you wanted to take it, you can see that Dave and Buster's wants to get back down to this area here. That's the low man on the totem pole right here on the year. So it has quite a ways to fall here if it really wants to get going, like this one. Schwab. Schwab had a heck of a run here for 3 days. I've been tweeting about this and been in this trade several times with the group. And after it reported earnings here, you can see that buyers stepped in right here on earnings. 417, and they just drove this thing for 3 days, making people cover. Let me clean this up. So this is your previous high, because this is where price reversed yesterday. You can see now we're set up for a 2-2 reversal. Prior to that, this was your high, and so you can see how they expanded that right here. This one is a little bit different than most because normally you go above the 10 with my process, but this thing has such a free fall that you really couldn't do it. This was an area where I could have done it right here, but you know, it's not exact, but you've got to kind of look at where price reversed, and you can see how it kind of hit this price point and rolled over. But after earnings, we came back up and we broadened through this area here. And then yesterday we tried to go higher and then got sold into. Actually took this trade yesterday off the 65 with a few members of the group, and I told them once we got into it that after it had moved like 25, 30 cents, I was done with it because it just didn't have the energy to get higher. Um, it'll be interesting to see what happens with this one. SoFi is just kind of a choppy mess. We have earnings coming up. I do like how it's holding this area right through here. It does need to get outside, in my opinion, of this range right here. Whether or not it does it, we don't know. I just know that it's a highly shorted stock, and highly shorted stocks that are hated usually are the ones that run the hardest and the fastest because so many people bet against them. And I can tell you, if it gets up here after earnings, there's going to be a lot of covering. Um, Let me show you what I mean on this. So I go to FinViz and I look at companies like SoFi and look at the number of people short on this thing right there. 11% or 10.5% of the people are short on this thing. And you can see right now we're just kind of following this trend line. And I think we get back up in here and we test this area again. And if we do that, I will take the payday because this is just a speculative play that may or may not work. And it's also one that I'm willing to hold on to if it doesn't, because I think long term, it's a good play. But that's all I really have for today. I hope you like the watch list. If you're interested in joining group, let me know. Direct message me and we'll try to work something out. One thing I do require in order to do that is that you have a one-on-one, which is free, and then we'll go from there. But until then, live, laugh, and love, and remember to be focused, patient, and disciplined. All right. Have a good one, people. Talk to you later.